you probably shouldn't do arm bars. You should probably just choke people. But really, sometimes you need to armbar somebody, right? And so we're going to look at that. We're going to look at why people can escape arm bars, why there are some new armbar escapes that work really well. And we're just going to look, again, as we always do, at just little ideas that will help you finish your armbar so much more. So what we're going to have is just John laying down. We always like to start in kind of the last fight, or the part that people get stuck in when they're going for a submission. And so most arm bars we see, they are like this. And if you're watching this video, I'm currently doing something wrong. You may say, oh, it's the grip. Like, I could grip like this, I could grip like this. It's all the same. I'm still doing that same thing. And most likely in the video, you don't see what it is. Okay, so you see what it is, John? Mm-hmm. All right. So when I'm in this position, if I were to start to fight this, and really, like, if you start to escape, however you may escape, see how easily he pulled his arm free? And I had his wrist controlled, right? The reason he was able to do that is because I wasn't under his armpit. The best way to escape an armbar is exactly what John did. He just pulled his elbow to his ribs, right? If his elbow is here, I cannot armbar this guy anymore, right? I need to be in that armpit. So standard armbar has to be inside of the armpit, okay? And what this will do is it will make it really, really hard for him to get his arm back and just escape how we just did, right? Elbow to your ribs. And so when I'm going for this armbar on John, if I'm in his armpit, he's gonna free his armpit by just scooting away from me, right? And look, his elbow's now to his side, and then when I go to finish this armbar, it's not there again. So I need contact with his armpit and contact with the top of his shoulder. So I'm going armpit and top of his shoulder. And this is the standard armbar. This is why we say pinch our knees, right? But if you understand it as a concept, it allows you to do a few different things with your legs. For instance, one of my favorite positions to kind of play when I'm doing this armbar is I like to go behind the head. And I like to accomplish both of those tasks of armpit and shoulder with my one leg, because from here, even if he connects his hands, if I just focus on controlling the wrist here, I can break this grip really, really easily with my whole body. And then if he tries to turn towards me or something like that, I have a free leg to start to get control of him, and we're able to finish that armbar really easy. And you'll see a lot of places that you can hit that armbar. But what's really cool about this idea of controlling just the armpit and the top of the shoulder is it'll fix your choi bar. It'll make it so much tighter. You'll notice that there are some times that you're missing one of those, but it'll also help you kind of even invent some different positions and kind of see jiu-jitsu a little bit differently. For instance, we had this video that got like 500,000 views, and it was an armbar that everybody kept telling me wouldn't work, okay? And it's something that I've done quite a bit, and it's when somebody's wrestling up and they're getting an underhook. What I started to notice is, like, I was always controlling the back of guys' necks, and then I started to go, man, if I could just touch that shoulder, I'm already in the armpit. I really have the start of an armbar. And eventually what started to happen is as guys would like fight up in this position and I'd be pushing the head down, I would step over, okay? And when you step over from this position, and this is what everyone was asking, like, are you off balance? Like, John, if you start to move me a little bit, go ahead. See how that back of the neck control just gives me that ability to move around? Okay, and so I'm not off balance, but what he also did was he gave me a ton of space, right? That's the other thing that happens. He's kind of trapped in this position. And now I have space to take my knee to the other side and fall to a really, really quick armbar that people don't see coming, okay? And so that's kind of the explanation behind that armbar. But again, this came from a concept that we were working with of just controlling the armpit and controlling the top of the shoulder. And so there's all kinds of different applications of this, but even when we're looking at the most basic arm bars, that is always gonna be the answer to be able to finish those.